Hello everyone, my name is Habibi. I am an attorney since 2011 in Maryland, now licensed in DC and Virginia as well. And I wanted to share some information as well as some past experiences in the different areas of law. So the topic for today's discussion is N400's naturalizations. Before we get started though, please note that no two cases are the same, that the fact patterns are all usually different, and that you should not rely on this as legal advice unless you speak specifically with an attorney about your specific facts. So with that said, I'd like to talk about a case of a specific case under the N400. So I had a client who had filed for his citizenship, and in the interview he had stated that he had registered to vote through NBA by accident, which resulted in the USCIS issuing him an RFE. An RFE stands for a request for evidence, where you have to provide some additional documentation or explanation on what happened. And because this particular client had registered to vote, the request was to provide evidence that he had unregistered, an affidavit to explain what had happened, as well as some other details about that, proof that he did not knowingly or willfully violate or evade the law by doing this, or actually voted. And so the correction, or the corrective action, was to simply write and provide this data to USCIS so that they could further adjudicate the case and see if they would allow him or recommend him for citizenship. So I was involved, and I helped provide the affidavit, or essentially assisted the client, advised him on how to write the affidavit. And once we were able to submit that by showing the documents from the local board elections as well as DMV, we were able to submit the evidence and have USCIS approve the case. One other issue that we had, which is sort of unique in this particular case, that when USCIS had sent the RFE, my client had never received it, so he had received a denial, to which we then wrote a letter saying we'd never received it. That is sort of a tricky circumstance, because a lot of times they do not accept that. If there's a deadline for responding to the RFE, once it's gone, there is no ability to open up the case, and so there are challenges there. You can request an appeal, or you can pay a fee to reopen the case, that it's actually the details of which are actually on the decision, the final decision that they make. And so that's the route actually we had filed to get it open, so that we can then reply back to the RFE, request for evidence of related to the registration for vote. So we were able to get a successful case, as another individual to be able to become a citizen of the United States, obviously after passing the civics test, the history test. And so that was the way that we were able to get that done. Thank you guys all for watching, and please subscribe, as I will be continuing to put on clips on YouTube like this. So hope it was helpful.